Did you know that certain vegetables, which you probably eat every week, could be destroying your testosterone and accelerating your body's aging? International studies show that male testosterone drops, on average, 1% per year after 40, and after 60, this decline can become drastic when combined with certain foods. And the worst part? Many men believe they're eating healthily, but without realizing it, they're sabotaging their hormones and the vitality they could still have. I'm Dr. William Tharnell, a specialist in senior health with over 25 years of experience in geriatrics and integrative medicine. I've worked with thousands of men like you who were trying to regain energy, strength, and quality of life but were making serious dietary mistakes without even knowing it. If you want to protect your testosterone, maintain your vitality, and avoid preventable diseases, pay close attention to the end. Before we continue, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends or family who need to hear this. And tell me in the comments, which vegetable do you eat every day thinking it's healthy? Your participation helps spread this content and save more lives. Now, let's get straight to the point and reveal the hidden dangers on your plate. Imagine opening your fridge right now. There are those fresh vegetables you've always believed to be synonymous with health. But what many men over 60 don't know is that some of these foods, instead of helping, are quietly harming natural testosterone production. Studies conducted by universities in the US and Europe have identified that certain plant compounds can interfere with male hormone synthesis, causing an effect called endocrine disruption. These compounds, found in common vegetables, go unnoticed in the routines of thousands of families. George, a 62-year-old patient I recently treated, told me he ate large portions of these vegetables almost daily, believing he was protecting himself from disease. However, upon investigating his symptoms, constant fatigue, muscle loss, and low libido, we discovered his diet was full of substances that further reduced his testosterone. These foods are dangerous precisely because they're seen as harmless or even recommended in generic diets. The result? You keep consuming, day after day, a true vitality blocker without even realizing it. Throughout this video, I'll show you exactly which vegetables these are and how you can protect your body from these hidden risks. Stay alert, because understanding this could be the first step to regaining your energy and well-being. Testosterone isn't just the hormone of virility. It's essential for functions that ensure strength, stamina, stable mood, and protection against metabolic diseases. After 60, the natural production of this hormone declines sharply, and if you're still eating foods that block its action, the effects can be devastating. Studies from the Endocrine Society show that men with low testosterone levels have up to a 36% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and a greater tendency toward cardiovascular disease. Additionally, hormonal decline is directly linked to muscle loss and increased abdominal fat, factors that accelerate aging and physical frailty. John, a 68-year-old patient I treated, told me he was rapidly losing strength, struggling to lift objects, and even walk long distances. When we reviewed his tests, it was clear his testosterone levels were far below ideal, which also explained the lack of energy and depressive mood he'd been experiencing. This reality doesn't have to be accepted as normal aging. Many symptoms attributed to age are actually a direct result of low hormone levels worsened by poor dietary choices. Understanding this impact is crucial. It's not just about energy or libido, we're talking about your ability to live independently, play with your grandchildren, and maintain a healthy heart and strong muscles to support your daily life. Let me tell you about Robert, a 64-year-old man who came to my office seeking answers. He had always been active, working his whole life as a carpenter, enjoying morning walks, and rarely missing Sunday church gatherings. But in recent years, he began noticing changes that worried him: constant fatigue, muscle pain, and a sharp decline in sexual desire. Robert believed he was taking good care of his health. His fridge was full of fresh vegetables, and he proudly said he never ate processed foods. Every morning he made a large green juice with raw spinach and other veggies. For lunch, he loaded up on salads with cooked soy and canned corn, thinking he was ensuring vitamins and longevity. But when we conducted a detailed evaluation, we saw a very different picture than he expected. His tests showed total and free testosterone well below the expected level for his age. Additionally, his bone density was reduced, and he already showed signs of sarcopenia, the muscle loss typical of aging, which can be accelerated by poor dietary choices. When I explained to Robert that some vegetables, even if nutritious in certain contexts, contain anti-nutrients or phytoestrogens that can block testosterone, he was surprised, even skeptical. After all, for decades he'd heard that the greener the plate, the better. Together, we decided to make gradual, smart changes to his diet. Robert started cooking certain vegetables properly to reduce these compounds and, in some cases, eliminated those causing the most harm. He also began including foods that support hormone production, like eggs, avocado, and properly prepared cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli and cauliflower. Just 3 months later, Robert returned to the office with a smile. He reported waking up with more energy, his strength was improving, and even his wife noticed significant changes in his mood and stamina. He felt back in control of his health, and it made all the difference in his quality of life. This real-life story shows how men over 60 may unknowingly consume vegetables that sabotage their hormones and steal vitality. But it also proves that by identifying and correcting these mistakes, concrete and rapid results are possible, even after 60. The first vegetable that needs to leave your plate immediately if you're a man over 60 and want to protect your testosterone is excess soy and its processed variations. Many Americans believe soy is the best alternative for a healthy diet, especially since it's recommended in magazines and TV shows as a plant-based protein source. But few know that soy contains high concentrations of phytoestrogens, substances that mimic estrogen in the human body. For men, especially older ones, this excess estrogenic stimulation can suppress testosterone production and create dangerous hormonal imbalances. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that diets rich in soy isoflavones can reduce free testosterone levels in men, directly affecting libido, strength, and even bone metabolism. In other words, while trying to eat well, you might be blocking the very hormone that maintains your vitality. Additionally, soy is hidden in countless products: veggie burgers, ready-made sauces, protein bars, and even soy milk consumed at breakfast. Mark, a 66-year-old patient, told me he drank soy milk daily because he thought it was lighter. After removing soy and replacing it with other protein sources like free-range eggs, omega-3 rich fish, and lean meats, his hormone levels began improving within months. Here's an important detail: it's not about never touching soy again, but understanding that frequency and volume matter. For older men, it's best to avoid soy as a daily staple. Occasional small amounts may not be a problem, but regularly consuming processed soy is a direct blow to your testosterone. So, check the labels of what you buy. If soy or its derivatives are a main ingredient, think twice. Your hormonal health depends on conscious, well-informed choices. For many men, terms like phytoestrogens and endocrine disruptors may sound complicated, but understanding the basics is crucial to protecting your health. Our bodies produce testosterone primarily in the testes, from cholesterol. This production is controlled by the brain through a system called the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. When everything is balanced, you have energy, strength, preserved muscle mass, and a healthier heart. However, some compounds in certain vegetables, like soy isoflavones, bind to estrogen receptors in the body. It's as if the body thinks there's already too much estrogen circulating, sending a signal to the brain to reduce natural testosterone production. This process is called negative feedback. Over time, this suppression leaves less testosterone available for vital functions. The results don't appear overnight. First comes increased fatigue after simple tasks, then loss of strength when climbing stairs, difficulty maintaining muscle mass even with walks, and often emotional changes like irritability or unexplained sadness. Research from the US shows that men who consume diets high in phytoestrogens not only have lower testosterone but also altered levels of SHBG, a protein that carries hormones in the blood. When SHBG rises too much, free testosterone, the active form, drops even further. Understanding this is key because most people don't feel immediate pain when eating these foods. It's a silent, progressive damage that undermines your vitality almost imperceptibly, until the day you realize you're living with less energy, less strength, and less drive. Knowing this gives you power over your health. It's not about fear but awareness to avoid choices that harm your long-term quality of life. James, a 67-year-old man from Ohio, always prided himself on being active. After retiring as a bus driver, he spent more time gardening and began eating healthier. Influenced by TV shows and magazines, he started including generous portions of processed soy in his diet. He drank soy milk every morning and used tofu as a meat substitute almost daily, believing it was the best choice for a longer, healthier life. Over time, James noticed worrying signs. His enthusiasm for gardening waned, simple tasks like carrying fertilizer bags left him exhausted, and his wife noticed he was less interested in social activities. James also began losing leg muscle, making him unsteady on stairs or long walks. He sought medical help and came to me. After detailed tests, we found his free testosterone was far below healthy levels. When we discussed his diet, he was shocked to hear that the harmless tofu and daily soy milk could be contributing to this. With guidance, James made simple, direct changes. He swapped soy milk for additive-free almond milk and reintroduced eggs, salmon, and properly prepared cruciferous vegetables. We also minimized processed soy-based foods. For months later, James returned with a completely different demeanor. He reported gardening without fatigue, his leg muscles were strengthening, and he said he felt like he'd gained 10 years back. These results didn't happen by chance. By removing the main vegetable blocking his testosterone, his body regained balance. James's story is living proof that it's never too late to change habits and reap concrete health benefits. The second vegetable requiring extra caution is processed corn, found in countless quick meals in the U.S. We're not just talking about fresh corn on the cob but mainly canned corn, refined cornmeal, and industrial products with corn syrup. These products contain large amounts of fast-absorbing carbs and can constantly spike insulin. When this happens repeatedly, your body tends to store visceral fat, the kind around internal organs linked to insulin resistance and reduced testosterone. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men with diets high in ultra-processed foods like refined corn and corn syrup had testosterone levels up to 20% lower than those eating whole foods. Mike, a 65-year-old patient, loved microwave popcorn almost every night and energy bars loaded with corn syrup. After cutting these and switching to natural options, his tests showed significant testosterone improvement, and he lost belly fat. The danger of processed corn lies in daily, unconscious consumption. It seems harmless, but when it's a constant part of your diet, it creates a hormonal environment that favors weight gain and blocks the hormone keeping you vital. So if you're over 60, avoid relying on refined corn or corn syrup products. Your body and hormones will thank you. One of the biggest challenges for men over 60 is realizing that many processed foods hide seemingly healthy ingredients that aren't. Processed corn is a classic example. It rarely appears as just corn on labels. It's often disguised under other names. At the grocery store, make a habit of flipping packages and reading ingredient lists. Look for terms like high fructose corn syrup, modified corn starch, enriched cornmeal, and even corn dextrose. These are all derivatives that undergo industrial processing and negatively impact male metabolism. An important note, light or fit products often use these derivatives to improve texture and flavor. Cereal bars, ready-made sauces, processed drinks, and even packaged breads usually contain these variations. Remember, the food industry banks on most people not reading labels. But you don't have to fall into this trap. A simple habit of label checking can prevent your diet from being loaded with testosterone-disrupting ingredients. So next time you're shopping, put on your glasses, examine packaging, and make smarter choices. This simple act can protect your energy, health, and quality of life. The third vegetable few suspect is a problem is excessive raw spinach. Yes, the same one featured in daily green juices and healthy salads. Spinach is nutrient-rich, but when eaten raw in large amounts, it contains high levels of oxalates, substances that bind to calcium and magnesium in the body, forming crystals and impairing mineral absorption crucial for hormone production. Excess oxalates also strain the kidneys and contribute to silent inflammation affecting overall metabolism. A study in Nutrition Research Reviews showed that diets high in raw leafy greens with concentrated oxalates can interfere with bone health and, indirectly, male hormonal processes. For older men already facing natural testosterone decline, this cumulative effect can be significant. Richard, a 70-year-old patient, drank a daily green juice with large amounts of raw spinach, believing it strengthened him. After reducing intake and cooking the leaves before use, he not only improved digestion but also showed more balanced hormone levels within months. This doesn't mean eliminating spinach entirely, just preparing it correctly. Briefly boiling it and discarding the water removes most oxalates, making it much safer for regular consumption. So if you're aiming to preserve testosterone and stay strong, avoid excessive raw spinach. A simple preparation tweak can make all the difference for your body. Michael, a 70-year-old from Atlanta, was known in his family as health conscious. He walked daily and prepared his own meals. Yet despite this care, he experienced unexplained symptoms, leg weakness, trouble gaining strength even with light exercise, and a lack of energy affecting time with his grandkids. When he came to my office, Michael was convinced he was doing everything right. His fridge was full of fresh veggies, and he proudly avoided processed foods. Every morning, he drank a green juice with handfuls of raw spinach, ate tofu at lunch, and had microwave popcorn at night. To him, this was balanced living. His tests revealed low free testosterone and signs of chronic low-grade inflammation. I explained that excess raw spinach, frequent soy, and processed corn were sabotaging his natural hormone production. Though surprised, Michael was willing to change. We made a simple plan. He started cooking spinach, replaced tofu with quality animal proteins, and cut out processed snacks. Soon, he added broccoli, cauliflower, nuts, and extra virgin olive oil. 3 months later, Michael returned transformed. He woke up energized, could carry garden soil bags without fatigue, and his wife noticed marked mood improvements. His tests confirmed recovering hormone levels and reduced inflammation. This transformation shows that even seemingly healthy habits may need adjusting. When you identify and replace testosterone-harming foods smartly, results follow, and quality of life improves remarkably. Many men over 60 live with low testosterone symptoms without realizing it. They dismiss them as normal aging, but often, they're signs that dietary and lifestyle changes are needed. The first common symptom is constant fatigue. If you wake up tired despite good sleep and lose energy for simple tasks, it's time to investigate. Another frequent sign is declining strength. Struggling with grocery bags, stairs, or walks often links to muscle loss from hormonal drops. Reduced libido is another marker. If sexual interest has plummeted despite emotional well-being, it may indicate low testosterone. Don't ignore abdominal fat gain. Men with low testosterone tend to store belly fat, raising risks for diabetes, heart issues, and chronic inflammation. Mood changes are another silent symptom: irritability, unexplained sadness, or trouble focusing. These are deeply tied to hormonal balance. These symptoms shouldn't be accepted as inevitable. They're clear signals your body needs change. Noticing and acting early makes all the difference in maintaining independence, vitality, and health for years. Now that you know which vegetables to avoid or prepare properly, focus on foods that truly support healthy testosterone. Fixing your diet isn't complicated. It's about swapping poor choices for smart, nourishing ones. Start with high-quality proteins. Pasture-raised eggs, lean meats like chicken breast, lean beef cuts, and omega-3 rich fish, salmon, sardines, provide building blocks for hormone production. Include properly prepared cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. These contain compounds helping the liver metabolize hormones better, balancing testosterone and reducing excess estrogen. Healthy fats are another essential pillar. Avocados, extra virgin olive oil, walnuts, and almonds provide fatty acids that support testosterone and protect your heart. Don't forget key minerals like zinc and magnesium. Zinc is in oysters, beef, and pumpkin seeds. Magnesium comes from cooked greens, nuts, and seeds. These minerals are directly involved in hormone-producing enzymatic reactions. Stay well hydrated. Chronic dehydration affects metabolism and can disrupt your entire endocrine system. Drink water throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. Consistently including these foods gives your body the support it needs to produce testosterone naturally, preserving energy, strength, and vitality even after 60. Fixing your diet doesn't mean sacrificing flavor. When you learn to prepare the right foods, meals become both enjoyable and hormone-supportive. 4 cruciferous veggies like broccoli or cauliflower, steam them briefly. This preserves nutrients while reducing compounds that could interfere with thyroid and hormone metabolism. Avoid overcooking to maintain texture and taste. If you love spinach, don't cut it out, just blanch it. Dip leaves in boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes, then discard the water. This removes most oxalates, making it safe for regular eating. For proteins, grill or bake instead of frying. For example, herb-seasoned chicken breast with steamed broccoli and avocado slices is a simple, testosterone-friendly meal. Another powerful combo, baked salmon with garlic sautéed cauliflower and toasted almonds. Delicious and packed with proteins, healthy fats, and cell-protecting antioxidants. For quick snacks, grab handfuls of walnuts or pumpkin seeds, rich in zinc and magnesium. Skip crackers, processed cereal bars, and snacks with hidden corn or soy. These small prep and pairing tweaks turn your diet into a true ally for energy and vitality. Best of all, they're practical and easy to fit into daily life, even for men in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. Many men reach 60+ carrying dietary habits and routines that unknowingly weaken testosterone. The most common mistake is blindly trusting foods labeled healthy. Processed soy, refined corn, or excessive raw greens may seem harmless, but we've seen how they sabotage hormones. Solution: read labels, cook at home when possible, and choose whole or minimally processed foods. Another frequent error is replacing meals with unguided shakes or green juices. Many men think it's healthier, but end up overloading on raw veggies high in oxalates and phytoestrogens. Solution: vary your diet, prepare veggies correctly, and don't rely on just one food type. Many also ignore symptoms like extreme fatigue or strength loss, dismissing them as just aging. This inertia leads to declining health and often late diagnoses of hormone deficiencies or related conditions. Solution: listen to your body, get regular checkups, and consult a doctor if you notice persistent changes. Another common oversight is inadequate hydration. Chronic mild dehydration impairs gland function and overall hormonal health. Solution: drink water consistently throughout the day, cutting back on sodas and processed drinks. Finally, many men avoid healthy fats fearing cholesterol. This undermines the foundation for testosterone production. Solution: include avocados, olive oil, nuts, and omega-3 rich fish to give your body what it needs for natural hormone production. Fixing these mistakes not only boosts testosterone but also protects your heart, bones, mind, and zest for life. Throughout this video, you've seen how small dietary choices massively impact hormonal health, especially after 60. Processed soy, refined corn, and excess raw spinach may seem harmless but can slash testosterone, drain energy, and compromise quality of life. We've also seen real stories of men like Robert, James, and Michael who regained energy and strength simply by changing how they ate. This proves it's never too late to adjust habits and see concrete results. So starting today, pay attention to what's on your plate. Read labels, prepare veggies properly, prioritize quality proteins, and include healthy fats. These simple steps can restore vitality you thought was lost to age. If this content helped you, leave a like, subscribe, and share it with other men who need to hear it. And comment below, which change will you start making today? I read every comment and reply when possible. Caring for your health means caring for your family and future. Don't wait, start now.